All right, Shalom, Shalom, Barakatah Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash, double honors to our apostles, elder bishops here at Great Millstone. Shalom to you brothers that's pushing the work in truth with all sincerity. All right, so I don't got a title for this one, but I kind of just want to play a video and kind of go in on, what some events that took place. You had a few cosmic events that took place on the 12th. Elders did lessons on them, and you know these signs, all right, because that's what they are going to bring in, you know, more events, and more so on the crises side of the game, so to speak. Um, the elite are planning something very vicious, very dark, which the scriptures clearly point out. They're going to bring death, famine, wars upon the earth. Okay, and these times, call for us to be, spiritual, be those pilgrims upon the earth, and essentially forsake this place because it it's through. This place is through, as we all know. It's way beyond saving. It was never meant to be saved in the first place. You know, but as we know, these events, these signs in the heavens, these cosmic events, is a sign of the Lord's, His coming, and the Lord is about to allow for some things to take place on this earth that have never, you know, came in the manner of which they're gonna come. All right, Daniel 12:1 goes into that. Okay, so this is raw, so forgive me. Kind of wanted to just get to it and press the button. So Second Ezra 9 and 1. The point here, you know, being in verse 6. Okay, he answered me then and said, "Measure thou the times diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, all right, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made." So the Lord is visiting the world, his world, all right, and he's in the manner in which he's going to visit it is going to be in unconventional, um, unconventional for the people on this planet, because the Lord is about to stir up, chaos, essentially, and division, and he's going to, bring fanners to this place, which are essentially going to fan the fire, so to speak. Okay, so it says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, which we're seeing, we just had like at least more than 5 major earthquakes within the last few weeks to a month. All right, you're talking about hundreds of people dying. That's a sign all in itself, whether it's generated or it's a natural disaster. And the Lord is, it is natural because, uh, you got Esau with his, weather modification. Now he's a beast like man, and his whole mantra is to bring destruction and violence. So if those earthquakes are being generated, then either way, they're natural because what the Lord put the spirit on Esau to, bring forth, you know, uh, certain, chaos in certain areas in the world. But that's a sign of the Lord's coming. So I'll continue. It says, uh, therefore, yeah, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. And another word for saying manifest is, clear. So the end is clear. It's very clear with all the corruption, from the leaders in the world, you know, to the regular Joe Schmo. You know, there's just wickedness is, you know, running rampant. You know, evil is good, is the good thing now, and good is the evil thing now. You get condemned for bringing out the truth. You get canceled for bringing out the truth. You get arrested and locked up for bringing out the truth. And that's what, you know, is supposed to happen in these very end times. It's very clear that we're at the end. So it says, even so, the times also of the highest, all right, have plain beginnings of wonder and powerful works, right? So keep that in mind and wonder, because I'm gonna show you one of the wonders. All right, I mean it's been happening more frequent within this last, you know, few decades, a lot more frequent, because what we're inching closer and closer and closer to the end of the world, the end of this age, the beginning of a new age. All right, so it says beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. So the people, the world is going to be affected. People are going to be affected. You know. All right. So let's see here. So I'll stop that. All right. So check out this video. You're gonna hear people cheering in the background. Locally, you can hear the volume of the sound. So like here. So you got people cheering at this event, but they don't understand there's a reckoning coming, you know, and it's, you know, it's going to be very dark. It's going to be a very sinister plan, you know, against the masses of the people. You know, we're talking about an age of scarcity, which the elite have been planning for. So, you know, they squared away their resources and allocated, you know, themselves more power. All right. And, you know, people, they're going to set the stage to where people won't have any um, dependency, or no independency, but only through them. Okay. And there's a great reset coming, you know. And this one is going to try all men up upon the face of the earth. So I'll play a little bit more. Right, so you hear people cheering, but what they don't realize is that these are going to be the darkest times that the earth has ever witnessed, that humanity has ever witnessed. You know, and that's only because of course, you have the wicked ruling the world. That's Job 9:24, and they have, you know, a diabolical plan to subdue and enslave all mankind. Okay, so get rid of that. All right, and then I had Psalms. What did I look up? It was Psalms. Salakia. I forgot. Is it 37? I think so. My bad. No, was it either 9 or 12? Let's see here. No, it wasn't 12. So Salakia, bear with me. Salakia was Psalms 37. Okay, and I want to get straight to the point here. All right. So this is Psalms 37:12. It says, "The wicked plotteth against the just. All right, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth." You know, in this war, that they're waging against God, against the Lord's people, okay, it's solely, to really fight against the blessing that was promised for us to receive, and the masses of the people are just really caught in the crossfire. This is really between us and them. Well, more so them and the Lord, but we're a ransom, so to speak. They're gonna test the Lord to the limits, and when they think that he's not full of power, that's when he's gonna shew his power. It was in Solomon chapter 12, verse 17. And they're willing to destroy the world. They're willing to, make force everyone to perish because of their greed and pride and hate. You know, so the wicked plotteth against the just, verse 12, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. Okay, and that's what really sums this thing up. The Lord, his day is coming, and the Lord has determined how long he's going to rule, and in time, when time come, all right, he's going to remove them from their seat of power and take their sovereignty from them, and they won't be able to give any orders, or they ain't gonna be able to do anything, murder, kill, set any type of policy, and all that's going to be done away with. All right, so it says, the Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy, and to slay such as be of upright speech. You see, and so they want to come after those who speak uprightly, because their whole stint and their whole way of life has been deception, deceit, evil, guile, greediness, treachery, all right, hypocrisy, and they have cheated their way, but that was part of their way to the top and to remain at the top, sabotaging others so that they can be the only ones at the top, of the food chain, so to speak. That was all by design, and the Lord allowed it. The Lord allowed it. You see, so their aim is to what? Destroy those that are upright conversation. So the times is coming. That's coming. Of course, they're going to be hell of, when they say unfair. They may seem unfair, but that is the twist. That's the ploy. Okay, because the Lord is essentially setting a snare for him. All right, their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. See, a little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. You see, so and what we have is faith, and we're rich in faith. Okay, Lord says He knows our poverty, and He knows the hypocrisy of them which say they are you. All right, okay, all right. So, and you know who I mean by you. All right. It says, for the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but the Lord Yahweh upholdeth the righteous. And that's right, because they're going to, of course, generate famine and scarcity. And it's going to be hard out here for people to survive. All right. So Psalms 33:18, behold, the eye of the Lord Yahweh is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy. Now, that's what we're seeking for, mercy. Above all stuff, all things, we're seeking mercy. All right, we're not putting ourselves on the category saying that we are we hopeful. Okay, And odds are, if we're doing the work and with, all gravity and sincerity, odds are we might be, Lord willing. Okay. We have faith and confidence that we are to deliver their soul from death. Okay. Because we've been telling you, America's the valley of the shadow of death. There's no certainty here. This place is uncertain. Okay. You can be doing everything right, everything good, and you can still be taken out. You can still be, somebody could still try to, murder you. I'm thinking about Esau's justice system, how they can wrongfully convict you and, trump charges and all sorts of things, and that's how this society, the so-called white man, has been moving. He's been moving away. You know, there's no justice here, as the scriptures say, Isaiah 59:14 and 15, and, what was it, Habakkuk chapter 1, I think, but the valley of the shadow of death, for certain, that's America. This is a kingdom of death, and it shouldn't be that way, but it is that way because it has to be, and because we have sinned, our four, our foreparents, which is us, we have sinned, and it's somewhat of a detour to the kingdom of heaven now, and the blessings, okay, and the promises. All right. Otherwise, the world is supposed to be in complete peace, and everybody's supposed to be getting along, but that ain't the case now. All right. And that's all by design, You can cry all day about, man, this is this way and that's that way, and it shouldn't. Yeah, it shouldn't, but that's just the reality. And the only one that can fix it is the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. And until you come to that conclusion, you are going to forever be lost. All right. So it says, our soul, right, to deliver the soul from death and to keep them alive in famine. Okay. That's what's coming, man. These people don't have a clue. They're celebrating, a few days. What was it, a few days ago? Yeah, about 3 days ago, to be exact, 2 nights ago, you had all these cosmic events taking place. And, there are another more signs of, that's leading to, these effects, these things that's going to be taking place on earth. And let me tell you, it's going to be all bad. And, and I know even myself, I hate the doom and gloom and always saying things are, is always going to be bad. I hate it. I really do. But the reality is that's what's the reality is, but we move with confidence and knowing that we're going to overcome these things that's really going to overtake the masses of the people in the world. Verse 20, it says, our soul, and it ain't by us, it's by the Spirit of the Lord. Our soul waited for the Lord Yahweh. He is our help and our shield. For our heart shall rejoice in him because we have trusted in his holy name. See, and that too right there means everything. His holy name, a name in which we know, it ain't Jesus Christ, it was never Jesus Christ. Okay. It was always, the Father's name was always Yahweh, and his Son's name is Yahweh Shai. And by no other name under heaven shall men call upon to be saved. The name is very important. It has always been important. It was always the foundation of what we believe. And those that don't call upon his name, well, they ain't going to be saved. All right. And that's how serious this thing is. It says, let thy mercy, O Lord, be upon us according as we hope in thee. You see, so the more we hope, the more we trust, the more the Lord can fight for us. All right. Plain and simple, man. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Psalm 17:8. Keep me as the apple of the eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wings from the wicked that oppress me Okay. And they have allocated to themselves technology. All right. And they've invented something what they call artificial intelligence or supercomputer, uh, to make oppression more efficient, and that's what this is all about. It's about sticking it to the average Joe Schmo and making their lives hard, so hard that, we'll do anything to, and to survive. And by anything, I mean, take a RFID chip, which we, the elect, Lord willing, we be part of that number, won't take. Okay. So he's going to scare and force everybody into that dependency. All right. And worshiping him as God. Okay. That's because this is what it's all about. He wants to be God. You know, they are closing their own fat. All right. Salaki, verse 9 again. From the wicked that oppress me, from the deadly enemies who compass me about. And they are deadly. They got drones, they got robots, robot dogs, drones with guns on them, and things that we can't beat them, not in this flesh, not unless the Lord give us power. And that's for certain one thing that we're looking for, power, to help us overcome our enemy. This is, they are enclosing their own fat with their mouth. They speak proudly. Okay. And they have now compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes bowing down to the earth. See, and so he is, he has the one up, so to speak. He is the apex predator. He is, tracking us and waiting for the attack. You know, and because of his technology, he has that advantage. All right, so this means the world to him. He's at the very height of his blessing, his pride. So it says, right, like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in secret places. That's Esau, right? With all the cameras he got set up. Okay, FLOCK, and then you got other ventures that that are setting. It ain't just that those that in that company. There's many companies. You see, while people are distracted, they got plenty of other companies putting up cameras, right, on highways everywhere, to track you, right? Because he is like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in secret places. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword, right? And he's the Lord's sword, and that's he's going to bring a judgment to people in the earth. The Lord is using him at the same time. Okay, all right. Psalms 10:1, it says, "Why standest thou afar off, Lord, O Lord? Why hidest thou thyself, excuse me, um, in times of trouble?" Right, and that's what it may seem like, and we're in a time of trouble now. Okay, it's only going to become worse. It's only going to heighten it. It's like birth pains. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. Right? For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blessed the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. Okay? And essentially that's what they do. You got these individuals who bless the thieves, and for one, you got these, Christian Zionists who bless these thieves who took over the homeland. All right? Is the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts. Right? They're not inquiring of the Lord on how things are supposed to be done. They're not reverencing the Lord. They're not keeping his law concerning humanity. Right? They're looking to optimize profit, profiting, profiteering. All right, at the the cost of human life and the environment. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. He hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. And that's his mindset. But check this out, and then I'm gonna close. This is Psalms 9. Uh, let's see here. Yeah, I kind of want to hit the point. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay. Psalms 9 and 6. O thou enemy, destructions are come to a perpetual end, and thou hast destroyed cities, their memorial is perished with them. But the Lord Yahweh shall endure forever. He hath prepared his throne for judgment. So that's what's coming to the world. All right. This pure judgment. And he shall judge the world in righteousness. He shall minister judgment to the people in uprightness. The Lord Yahweh also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. And they that know thy name, see, and they that know thy name, emphasis on that, because it's knowing the name is important. And don't let no one tell you that. You got groups that tell you that the name is not important. They're batshit crazy and out of their mind. All right, we'll just leave it at that. It says, and they that know thy name will put their trust in thee, for thou, Lord Yahweh, has forsaken them that seek thee. Has not forsaken, slip of the tongue. For thou, Lord, hast not forsaken them that seek thee. Sing praises to the Lord Yahweh, which dwell in Zion. Declare among the people his doings. When he maketh inquisition for blood, he remembereth them. He forgetteth not the cry of the humble. See, perfect. Have mercy upon me, O Lord. Consider my trouble, which I suffer of them that hate me. That thou, it says that thou, that liftest me up from the gates of death, which is America, that I may shew forth all thy praises or praise in the gates of the daughter of Zion. I will rejoice in thy salvation. The heathen are sunk down in the pit, that they may, you see. So all of this technology, all of this stuff that they're using is a trap unto themselves, because ultimately it's going to lead them to, it has led them to a never-ending war, which is going to end in thermonuclear destruction of certain places in the planet, on the planet. It says, in the net which they hid is their own foot taken. The Lord is known by the judgment which he executed. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Haggai Salah. The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget God. See, and that's what Esau has forgotten, the Most High, Yahweh Shemal Shah, and neither does he reverence him. And so what's going to happen is what the Lord's going to have to show up, show him who the true power is and who really owns this planet. The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget God. For the needy shall not always be forsaken. The expectation of the poor shall not perish forever. Arise, O Lord, let not man prevail, let the heathen be judged in thy sight. Put them in fear, O Lord, that the nations may know themselves to be but men. So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying. Until next time, I say shalom.